back in the normal setting. So I hope I don't look crazy, but so this week's video, I want to talk about something that I did this past month or last month that is something I wanted to do forever. So let's get to it. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so if you watch one of my previous videos, I talked about what it was like growing up Afro-Latina for me in my neighborhood and just like in the world. And when I came more into my identity as Afro-Latina, my junior year of high school, I always wanted to do Ancestry DNA, just because like now that I kind of knew a bit about my background and what being Afro-Latino really means, I was like, I want to go deeper into what parts of the world I'm from, and more specifically. So I never got the chance to do it for some reason. I don't know why. It was like, you know, one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do it one day, and then you never actually do it. That was this. So my brother surprised me for my birthday with an Ancestry DNA test kit, and I was so excited. It took like 6 weeks. It says it takes like 6 to 8 weeks, and I think it was like 6 weeks for me. But I got the results much earlier than I thought I would. So it was really early in the morning. The results arrived, and so I'm just gonna tell you what it is, and I'll put a picture next to it as well. So my ethnicity estimate was 19% Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples, 19% Nigeria, 19% Mali, I hope I'm saying that right, 14% Mali, 14% Benin and Togo, I'm probably like butchering these names, but 13% Spain, 12% Portugal, 2% indigenous Puerto Rico, which is Taino, 2% Senegal, I have no idea what that is, 1% France, 1% indigenous Eastern South America, which was like Brazil, 1% Northern Africa, which was like Morocco, and 1% Basque. I'm totally butchering that, but apparently it's like this little region area off of Spain, and Northern Italy was 1%. I was not expecting like half of those results. Like I was convinced I was gonna be like obviously mainly more from Africa, but I wasn't expecting much of Spain. Didn't even process about more Portugal. I didn't think I would get any Taino in Puerto Rico either, but I wasn't expecting a lot of that. So it was really exciting. I didn't get anything, no Taino from Cuba, like the island itself. So that says a lot to me because my father is Cuban and my mother's Puerto Rican. And my mother's side of the family we have stronger African roots. But not so much on my dad's side. A lot of my dad's family members are much lighter complexion, so I was assuming I would have a lot more Taino of my Cuban side, but I didn't have any. So yeah, I think I'm just assuming that a lot of my Spain and Portugal results are coming from my father's side, and then all of the Nigeria and Congo results, majority of it is coming from my mother's side. That is what I think. Although I did do more research, and there were more African slaves that were taken to Cuba than really anywhere else in the Caribbean. So yeah, it's definitely persuaded me and my brother for my brother to do his results, and also to do results for my dad and my mother, just so we can really see like and pinpoint. So besides the fact that like I can now precisely say exactly like what my ethnicity is down to like the percentage, it was really emotional for me. Like I was reading the results and then I just like started crying, and I just kind of felt like it was finally a moment where my life, not that like my life didn't make sense before, but it finally like I felt finally at peace, which was a really good feeling. Like, because in the videos I talked about earlier, I described how growing up, you know, Afro-Latina means that I'm not fully accepted in the Hispanic, Latino, Spanish community, and I'm not really accepted in the African, like Black, African American community. So I never fit in, no matter where I was. And it took me a really long time to come to a place where I accepted who I was and my differences and saw it as something that was beautiful instead of like a disadvantage of some sort. So I was really emotional. I told my mother, she was like, oh, I don't get it, like you're just Puerto Rican. But it was nice. So the most exciting thing that came out of these results, that I think was like the main reason why, I mean, I'm living like a real lifetime like ABC story. So on Ancestry DNA, it tells you all your DNA matches to different individuals who also did tests. And it says apparently I have 719 fourth cousins or closer. That's a lot of people. I knew I had a big family, but that's just intense. So the two names that I saw, the three names that popped up that were the closest family to me was three different people. So one of the third on that list is a cousin that obviously I know on my dad's side, and the two top ones I don't know these two people, and I was really curious, so I messaged them on Ancestry DNA, and I didn't get a response from the first one, but the second one, it was a female, I got a response back, and I was like, hey, Ancestry says we're cousins, and this is really intriguing, tell me more about you. And she was also really intrigued, and she explains to me that she was adopted, and so she's looking into finding more about her father's side of the family. And at that moment, I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? So we spoke, not in person, we spoke through FaceTime and through text, and it turns out that she is my second cousin that we didn't know I had. She's my mother's first cousin. And honestly, it was just an amazing like experience. We were able to connect her with her father, who she thought was not alive. We were able to connect her with her sister, and so through this experience I gained a family member, a close family member who we're so much alike. It's like crazy how much alike we are. And what's even crazier is that my family and I are taking a trip to Atlanta, and that is also happened to be where she is located. So we're also going to visit her next month, which is so exciting. And so I'm also gonna do a video of that process and like the trip and going to see her for the first time. So yeah, Ancestry DNA, I learned about my ethnicity, and I also gained a family member that I didn't know existed. God just works in mysterious ways, and he does everything for a reason. And it was truly, finding her was a blessing. So yeah, if you haven't already, do Ancestry DNA. It's amazing. You will literally be surprised with the results that you see and the people that you're related to. It's amazing. I'm really glad I did it. I'm gonna recommend it to everyone. The best part about doing Ancestry DNA is that you process how interconnected we all are, and you think about the lives that resulted in me coming here and being here, all these different areas, you know, that my DNA is connected to. I mean, it's fascinating. And the theme of just like family trees and lineages have kind of been popping in my brain a lot lately, especially after Easter, where like it's all about how we are a part of this, adopted into this new family, that this is, now we're connected to a deeper story, and that it all leads to Jesus, and that we are all interconnected in the best way, and there is a little piece of a different story within our DNA. It's amazing to think about. And I think a big thing for me, I've always felt like I never belonged anywhere, that like no one could really label me, and like I know that we are, as humans, are obsessed with labels, but I think what I can confide in is the fact that like now my life is covered by Jesus, and Jesus and his life is kind of where I reside now. And it's so freeing in the best way. Yes. So thank you guys for watching.